Close enough. All right. Welcome everybody to the January 24th, 2023 board meeting for the Granite City School District. First time we've been back together in about a month and a half, so thanks for being here. I'm glad we've got a great crowd tonight. So
I know, me too.
Roll call, please.
Stacy?
Here.
Vinny?
Here.
Knoble?
Here.
Curran?
Here.
None here. Bryant?
Here.
Womsmeyer?
Here.
Winiger?
Here.
We have one.
Wonderful. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Tonight we have Pastor Alan Boyster with us this evening to give us the invocation. And as he's coming up, please keep in your thoughts and prayers in a moment of silence, which he'll start for us, for one of our custodians at Coolidge, who passed away, Warren Williams, who was with us for about 6.5 years. So please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Pastor.
And again, Pastor Boyster from Hope Lutheran Church here in Granite City. And thank you for allowing me to lead tonight. Honor and privilege to do so.
Thank you.
As we begin, how about we have a moment of silence for the gentleman just mentioned that passed away this morning, and then I'll lead us in prayer. And now we pray. Good and gracious God, as we look around this room this evening and all the thoughts that we have, even a heavy heart on the one called home this morning to be with you versus here on earth, we give you thanksgiving and praise. We give you thanksgiving and praise for the dedication of this man and for his service to the school district and the friendships and all that he had. And we pray that you bring comfort and peace and strength to all those that knew him and watch over them in these days and hours moving forward, giving them peace and strength. And as we look beyond that now to this meeting here tonight, Lord, we see more blessings. We see the blessings of a school board and people here that dedicate their time and talents. We see loving parents that care for the children, of course the children, the administrators, those that serve, all of these blessings from you. And as we think about these and these blessings, we do ask you now that you would lead and guide this meeting, discernment to do what is proper and right, what is God-pleasing, but also, yes, what is good and proper for the students as they learn and grow, and as we go forth from this meeting this night also, that you would provide protection and safety for all involved, and continued education and learning and growth. Lord, we commend all of this to you, that we would follow you in your ways, and that you would lead and guide us as you promise you will. Be with us, Lord, throughout this night. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wonderful job, Pastor. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, first on the agenda tonight is public comment. You want, well, first of all, is there anybody here that has anything to say this evening? Hearing none, I will turn it over to Ms. Can for some special recognition tonight.
We're excited tonight about some things. Sorry, Warren Williams was a wonderful human. In case any of you didn't know him, he'll be sadly missed. So, but on a higher note, we're going to call up Mr. Wyatt Roberts and Ms. Jada Brockman, please. Our wonderful band. I've asked them to come up because I can do some of this, but it comes much better from all the information they have. Although, I feel like I try to stop by enough and try to listen. I don't get to enough of these awards and things they go to, but we usually get some sort of videotape of it and things like that. So, tonight we are recognizing several members of the Granite City High School Band. They made the Illinois Music Educators Association All-State Festival. I'll let him tell you how important that is. It is the highest honor a band student can receive in the state. It's the equivalent of when an athlete makes it to state, except for band. They will be part of the festival at the Peoria Civic Center on January 28th, 2023. But having said that, would you like to add any more to this before we call them up?
Sure. Basically, the process is that these students audition on scales and etudes that are pretty intense. They audition against all the students south of Alton in Illinois. We had 13 students make the district festival. Based on those auditions from the district festival, they submit more auditions at the state level if they're selected. And so they auditioned against all the other students in the entire state, and these guys made state. So it's a huge honor.
I should have worn my marching skirt when I did the video, right?
And I thought one other thing, we had a student that made, it's a new track that they have. This is a music education track. I know, right? Isaiah had to submit videos of interviews and interview questions and comments and thoughts on music education in the whole field. And he was actually selected for their music education track, which is
wow. So are you gonna go, that's what you wanna do?
Most likely, I don't know for sure yet, but.
Well, so do we get first dibs? Just wanna, not that,
nice.
just wanna put that out there. We wanna get him. So thank you. Well, that's really exciting, double exciting. So I'm gonna call them up now. Bailey Hanks, sophomore student who plays the French horn for the Granite City High School Band. He likes to take pictures. We all have to miss a drop menu at all. We'll all scrunch in a little bit. Great job. Congratulations. Lauren Finoglio, did I say that correctly? A senior student who plays the tuba for the Granite City High School Band also. So come on up, Lauren. Let's look at mine. All right, thank you.
Here, one more.
And there you go. Uh-oh. I didn't know you were. I know, she almost got it.
I know, she was trying.
Okay, Isaiah Tubby, a junior student in music education for the Granite City High School Band. Good job. We have the other two kids up there. Oh, sure, you want to get with all three? And the other two come back up and we'll do a group picture? That's a good idea. Here you go, right here. There we go. I don't know, we all fit.
Yeah, we got you.
You're fine.
Everybody look that way.
I got it. Oh. Good luck, you guys. Have fun.
Thanks, guys. Another round of applause.
I have a question.
Yes.
So you talked about, scales and stuff like that for the tuba and the French horn, but what is it, how do you do the music education? What is the, explain that process.
Sure, for the music education part, they had a series of interview questions that the students video record themselves answering. And then the people at the state level would just listen to those.
This judge and judges.
Yeah, if they felt that these guys were serious enough, had the right background, the right insight, would they be part of a good conversation?
He must have done a great job.
Things like that, so
pretty exciting.
it's really incredible. I think in my entire time here, we've had one student make that.
Oh,
So
wow.
now two.
So not two.
And you've been here a while.
I've been here for a long time.
And I wanted to say how much these two really put in to these kids. I go in, I'm there at 5 o'clock sometimes, they're still there talking about what they're gonna do in auditions and things. There's not a time where I don't run in and they're doing something. So I wanna give them a hand for everything they've done. Really proud of all of you. Thanks. Okay, now we are going to talk about, this is kind of exciting, our friends from First Mid-America Credit Union. And we have President and CEO, Mr. Alan Meyer, you can come on up.
Yep.
We have Martha Morse, Amber Scott, and Abby Mast. Did I forget someone? Okay, there we go. They're all coming in. I will tell you something about Alan. They are amazing as far as giving back to the communities that they are present in. I've been really impressed, and he shows up at things. They're always doing things for teachers, helping us out at the beginning of school, helping us out Teacher Recognition Week last year. The amount of things they do for the communities that they're present in is just really outstanding. I want to tell you how much we appreciate that.
Yeah,
So,
we're here to give back, and that's a little way that we can do it, so thank you, appreciate it.
it's a big way, and especially this, it's a big check, right? So, we're going to have the teachers apply for grants. You want to explain a little bit of this, Martha, maybe how this goes, or something?
Yeah, sorry. So we invite teachers from local school districts to apply for a grant and ask them about how that money would improve the lives of their students and shape the way they do things in the classroom. And we get tons of submissions, and it's a real joy to go through them and get to select who we get to donate the money to. And we've chosen three teachers from Granite City, and we're super excited to be here. So
We're happy. So we also have, I think, I'm gonna start with the teacher, but the principal, Miss Karen Robertson, is here. Gonna raise your hand and come on up, maybe too. Come on up. So her teacher, Kelly Fitzgerald, applied for something for some items in the sensory room. So Kelly, you wanna come on up?
I want you to stand right there.
There we go.
There you go. No.
Couple more.
Trying to find you. Oh, hi.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Good
Thank
job.
you so
bet.
much.
Happy to do it.
Thank you.
Yes, great job, Kelly. Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, our second recipient is Miss Marcy Sadabras from Grigsby Intermediate School. She wrote something about providing high interest books for students to read to while they're waiting the 30 minutes for school to begin, which is wonderful. So thank you. I love the big checks.
Yes.
It's just-
Can we go that way just a tad? Yep, there we go.
Good.
Yep, here we go.
We done? Okay.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yay. These are Jason and these are Jason. Where's Sarah? No, I just don't want to miss anyone. Okay. Our next recipient is Karen Phillips, Maryville Wilson Elementary Education Center, for new instruments at Maryville and Wilson to add scarves to show movement, which I witnessed as she was doing that in the classroom, which was incredibly cool. So come on out. I'm so happy to be here that day. Here you go. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep.
And I stopped by at the right day. She was doing the scarf movement with some kids And they were, some of them may struggle with engagement in this particular class, and they were every one of them was doing it, and they had Darth Vader, she was doing all kinds of things. It was really, really an engaging project, so I think that's really neat that this went for that, so thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Congratulations.
Here's the real one.
Here's the real one.
Oh.
That's the one that actually goes somewhere.
We appreciate that, even though those are really fun. They can reach us as well. We just want to thank you again for everything you do for the community and for our teachers and on behalf of the Granite City School District.
Happy to do it. Thanks for letting us participate.
Oh, no, thank you for being here.
Martha, I'm gonna get the 3 honorees together. Back up. We'll get the 3 honorees together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let them hold the check. Yeah.
That'd be a cool.
Yeah.
One more. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you.
Myra, thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
these dedicated
Appreciate everything.
teachers too.
See you guys.
Appreciate it.
Safe, guys.
I know.
Yes, good job, Chris. Yeah, thanks very much.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
For just Jim, actually, and Don.
Yep.
Nice to take seats if you want now. There are all kinds of chairs.
It's always so good to have you.
Oh, I just, I'd like to have the music education that I was in.
Nobody stayed around for the political education, though, for the board meeting. All right, moving on with the agenda under minutes, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of the Board of Education held on November 13th, 2022.
So moved. Second?
Motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Item number 6, the consent agenda. We have the treasurer's report, the bill list, and gifts. Anybody want to pull anything out of there separately? And if you'd like, yeah, if you'd like to
Is
talk
that
about
okay?
gifts.
It's just always nice, like I say every time, when people donate to the school district and just come to us, it is just so terrific. There was a company, Giandi's company, Mr. Vasquez-Cabrera, you dealt with them, right? Where was that company from?
I received a phone call. They're out at the warehouses on Hudson, and they had some hand sanitizer that they wanted to donate to the school district. So I said, absolutely.
Oh, definitely.
Thank you.
We'll hand it to the kids, we'll hand it to parents, we have different things coming up, so I thought that was great, I knew she can do that, so. This is really cool too, we have Student of the Month, and we used to use, I can say this, right, we used to use Jimmy John's, and there's been a slight ownership issue, so, we had the idea that we would maybe go and ask some other people, and as usual, the owner of Granite City Dairy Queen, I don't have his name on here. That's right, Robbie Steen. He stepped up amazing, offered Student of the Month certificates for them, which is just above and beyond again, so we really appreciate that. We also have the Granite City Cinema, also our Student of the Month donations and perfect attendance donations, so they're free tickets for those kids, and that's another thing we think is just amazing, to be able to do that for our kids, and maybe they wouldn't normally be able to do that, so we're really appreciative of that as well. Do you want me to real quick just talk about this? There's also a request, I'm kind of excited about this one. When I was a high school teacher, I took students every 2 years to Europe with EF educational tours, and Kelly and Chris Hutchings are going to try to do that for the high school in the, not 24,
24, so July 2024.
24, which is, EF is an excellent tour group. They, I literally couldn't be happier with who they chose to do that, so if you approve, it will be to start that process too, so
Can
that's.
board members go on or you're?
I think I'm going. I haven't told her yet. Eric, I'm gonna go, I think, for sure.
The more the merrier.
That's great.
I know, I'm ready. And then we also have the Patriots in the Park. They're gonna be using the facility. It's changed around a little bit. We're very excited. We also they have an essay information for Patriots in the Park. We're gonna be sending to our district students. We're excited to see every year we get some really good responses to those essays. And so those have been published in red as well. So that's all part of the package.
What the topic will be then.
Oh, did I miss one? Oh, gosh, what am I doing? How did I miss it? So our retired principal, amazingly talented man, Don Stratton, is always doing something wonderful for us when he's here and when he's retired. He did this stained glass window for Grigsby Intermediate School. It is hanging proudly in the entrance area. I can't believe the talent and the time it must take, although he's really good at it. He does them pretty quickly, but how amazing. I don't know, did you zoom in on that, Mr. Mitchell?
Yep.
So we're really proud and excited to have accepted that gift, and we wanted to thank Mr. Stratton for doing that for us. So,
Very nice gift.
thank you.
And all around very nice gift, so thank you for
Oh,
going through that, I
sorry.
appreciate that. So unless there are other things to talk about separately, I will entertain a motion for the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Knobel,
Aye.
Kern,
Aye.
Nunn, I, Bryant,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
Vinnie,
Aye.
Holmesmeyer.
Aye. Item number 8, recommendations and communications, human resources. Rescind retirements and resignation under item A.
It is recommended the following retirements and resignations be rescinded. George Callender, custodian, Genesee High School, effective 5/31/23. Alan Schmidt, math teacher at Coolidge, ending 24/25. Paula Hummel-Wilder, fifth grade teacher at Grigsby, rescinding end of 24/25.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Item 8B, retirements and resignations.
It is recommended the following retirements and resignations be accepted. George Callender, custodian, Genesee High School, retirement effective 1/13/23. Ms. Karen Robertson, principal at Crowheart, retiring end of 23/24. Cynthia Griffin, cafe at Grigsby, resignation 1/3/23. Damon Dukes, paraprofessional at Genesee High School, resignation 12/21/22. Leanne Klutz, paraprofessional at Prather, resignation 1/13/23. Cheryl Balzai, cafe at Coolidge, retirement 12/31/2025. Laura Sell, paraprofessional at GCHS, resignation 1/4/23. Mark Kennerly, custodian at Grigsby, retirement 1/9/23. Lauren Moore, paraprofessional at Wilson, resignation 1/25/23. Alan Schmidt, math teacher at Coolidge, retirement 1/1/24. Paula Hummel-Wilder, fifth grade teacher at Grigsby, retirement end of 22/23. And Teresa Mitchell, CARES District Response Principal, retirement 1/24/23.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Item 8C, requests for leaves of absence.
It is recommended the following requests for leaves of absence be approved. Carol Houston, effective 12/15/22 to 3/9/23. Fawn Kim, custodian GCHS, effective 1/17/23 to 4/17/23. Brandy Wydell, title teacher Crowheart, effective 1/3/23 to 4/13/23. Cheryl Balzai, cafe Coolidge, effective 1/12/23 to 4/6/23. Warren Williams, effective 1/3/23 to 3/28/23. Dina Bussey, secretary at Wilson, effective 2/21/23 to 5/16/23. And Kaylin Glenn, paraprofessional Wilson, 1/23/23 to 4/17/23.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Item 8D, requests for extensions of leaves of absence.
It is recommended the following requests for extension to leaves of absence be approved. Taylor Buchanan, paraprofessional Wilson, 1/3/23 to 5/26/23.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Item 8E, extracurricular resignation for the 22-23 school year.
The GCSD9 administration is recommending that the following extracurricular resignation for the 22-23 school year be accepted. Ms. Ginger Whitman, third quarter lunch duty at Wilson School.
So moved.
Second.
You got that, Dick?
Yeah.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Item 8F, extracurricular resignations for the 23-24 school year.
The GCSD9 administration is recommending that the following extracurriculars resignations for the 23-24 school year be accepted. Damon Dukes, assistant football coach, Granite City High School, and Mason Baker, assistant football coach, Granite City High School.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Item 8G, extracurricular recommendation for the 22-23 school year.
Granite City School District Administration is recommending the following extracurricular recommendations for the 22-23 school year be approved. Josh Mills, third quarter lunch duty, Wilson, and Mr. Terry Hill, assistant football coach, Granite City High School.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Item 8H, extracurricular volunteers for the 22-23 school year.
Granite City School District 9 Administration is recommending the following extracurricular volunteers for the 22-23 school year be approved. Erin Wertz for boys, girls track, Granite City High School, and Hannah Bainey, boys and girls track, Granite City High School.
So moved.
Second.
Who'd you select?
Give it to Susan because she's close.
Get to break the tie.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Yeah, item 8I, certified and classified substitutes.
Always excited about these. It is recommended the following applicants be board approved as substitutes for the 22-23 school year. Certified Gerald Gocklin and Balin Petrillo, who unfortunately are leaving us for a really good opportunity. Classified Linda Bellman, Jennifer Hart, Kenneth Prasma, and Tracy Whiteman.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Other than glad to have them, so thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. It takes us to, still under item 8J, employments for the 22-23 school year.
Below you have received information about this item. The administration is prepared to make recommendations or hold for discussion in executive session. The GCSD9 administration and the interview committee consisting of Mickey Watkins, Jeannie Bratton, and Karen Hatch are recommending Ms. Kara McGarrahan as an occupational therapist for the 2022-23 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Happy to help her with.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Item 8J2, I guess it is, employment of paraprofessionals.
We're very happy about this. Looking forward to do that. So the Granite City School District 9 administration and the interview committee consisting of Ms. Mickey Watkins, Mr. Jim Parker, Ms. Jeannie Bratton are recommending the following candidates as paraprofessionals for the 22-23 school year in order to fill vacancies that we continue to have. Megan Harton, Kimberly Jackson, Kendall Lyons, Adea Moore, and Christina Riggs.
So moved.
Second.
Who'd you get?
I get to Erica, she's farther.
Oh, there we go.
There's consistency. Any discussion on any of those? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Item K1, employment of the Granite City High School principal.
As you have received detailed information previously about this item, the administration is prepared to make recommendations or hold a discussion in executive session. The interview committee, consisting of Superintendent Stephanie Cann, Executive Director of Human Resources Jim Parker, Executive Director of Educational Operations David Keel, and Executive Director of Curriculum Kristen Navasis-Caverna, and COVID Renewal and Innovation Coordinator Mr. Steve Mathis, are recommending the employment of Mr. Timothy McChristian for the Granite City High School principal position for the 23-24 school year. He will be placed on Category 4, Step 1, on the administrative salary schedule, and approval is recommended.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
Could you give like a 30-second rundown of him for people, since it's a big position? Sorry, but
Sure. I think what's important too, not from Granite, but from Collinsville, Mr. McChristian, am I correct? Close to the area, knows a lot of people in town, is currently a high school principal at DuQuoin High School, let me make sure I said that correctly, for approximately, I know you replaced the superintendent, who was high school principal prior to that. You have been there approximately how?
4 years.
4 years, this is his 4th year, so we're happy to have him. We're excited about it, there's a lot of background, managed to get through COVID and come out on top, so we're pretty excited.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank
Well,
you.
probably. We'll see each other.
So I think we have a motion and a second.
Correct.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Welcome, Mr. McCushton.
Yeah,
Thank you.
there he is.
Thank you for being here.
Wait.
Thank you very much.
Give me him after.
Item 8K2, employment of biology, physical science teacher.
These two, you have received detailed information about this item. Administration is prepared to make recommendations or hold for discussion. The GCSD9 administration and the interview committee, which consists of Mr. Jared Depew, Ms. Amy Heath, Ms. Nikki Petrillo, and Mr. Steve Mathis, respectfully request board approval for Jordan Jackson to serve as the high school biology physical science teacher for the 23-24 school year. Approval is recommended pending the submission of the required paperwork. I heard this is a good addition.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Very good. Item 8K3, employment of earth science, physical science teacher.
You have received information about this item, and the GCSD9 administration and the interview committee, consisting of Mr. Jared Depew, Ms. Amy Heath, Ms. Nikki Petrillo, and Mr. Steve Mathis, respectfully request board approval for Ms. Olivia Beckwith to serve as the high school earth science, physical science teacher for the 23-24 school year. Approval is recommended pending the submission of the required paperwork. Again, a great claim, good asset for the school district.
So moved.
Second.
I didn't think.
Who got it?
She got it, okay.
She got it.
On something.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Very good. No old business. Under new business, item 10A, undesignated asthma inhaler and epinephrine.
That's correct. I'm gonna probably call on Dr. Keel for a moment, I will introduce it. This would allow school nurses to have additional asthma inhalers and EpiPens on hand to treat students who may require these devices, but may not have their medication on school premises. Ms. Jeannie Burke, our head nurse for Guernsey School District 9, and Dr. Keel met with Dr. Rana, a local pediatrician. They have been amazingly helpful to us throughout the last 3 years of COVID and this. He agreed to sign as the district's provider. Mr. Schooley, our district attorney, has been made aware of this and has copies of the signed form. Would you like to maybe expand a little bit, Dr. Keel, on this?
Yes, first of all, Julie Willerette is really the one who kind of spearheaded this. She's the nurse at Prater Elementary School. And she was having a lot of students who are asthmatic coming in after outside recess, and for whatever reason, they may not have their inhaler. Maybe it's at mom's or grandma's or whatever the case may be. And so she was educating me on this, and then once I put Jeannie Burke on it, she's like a dog with a bone, so it works out great. But Julie Willerette is really one who kind of guided this whole thing, and what it does is it allows the district to have the prescription in the district's name so that we can have extra inhalers and EpiPens, and that's for students who have allergy issues, that we can have those in every building. So, and we can buy spacers, very cheap, so that we can use the same inhaler, because we just throw the spacer away and use it for someone else. So it's not like one additional inhaler for every kid or anything like that, but it's just there in case they need it. Jeannie Burke has already found a way to get free EpiPens for every building for the adults and the junior size, because they go by weight, and that was, she's already saved us $4,500 just on that, so it benefits our kids. It really is, and we have, it's in district policy also, we have policy on that, on the whole undesignated medication as well, so. And
It just seems like.
we looked at ISB law, we looked at all those things, school code.
Mr. Schooley was good about making sure it was, and
So-
then that's what I was talking about in the new policy, we talked about that as well.
Yeah, on-house pocket for us is really gonna be just the inhalers and the spacers, so if Eric comes in and needs one, and then, we can use the same one for Erica. We just take the spacer off and just use a different spacer, so. And it's as needed,
Opportunity.
yeah.
And
And we're very appreciative of Dr. Rana.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's great.
He is-
Superintendent Ken and I have met with him through COVID, and
Dr.
Jeannie Burke and
Ahmad,
I
too.
met with them, and Dr. Ahmad, yes. And so we've had a very
been
good
great.
working relationship with them, but I mean, a big thank you to him
Yes.
allow us to do that and be the provider for our district. That's very, very kind of him, so.
So we're hoping
Very
that
supportive.
we could do this, we're really,
Thank you.
so.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? I guess my only question is, are other districts doing this as well, this way? Are they treating it that way, or are they?
Yeah, it's, and they sent, they've got like, Illinois Pharmacy Association, they've sent information out to districts and things as well, and Jeannie Burke has kind of done her homework, and other districts do that. The one question is, and Dr. Ronnie even suggested we stay away from it, is the Narcan.
Right.
So that's another thing that's under policy, that you can do that, but that's, and
Yes,
the
too.
boards before you have said no to that. That's come up before, I know.
Well, they have the emergency when they come, they have that on there.
But other districts do, yes, they do have that as well.
Dennis, this is straight out of the school code as well. The school
Right.
code allows this, so, I mean, Press has done a terrific job
They
with the
did.
policy.
Excellent. Roll call, please, Zach.
Brian.
Aye.
Stacy.
Aye.
Vinny.
Aye.
Knogle.
Aye.
Kern.
Aye.
None. I. Wilmsmeyer.
Aye. Item 10B, Swift Nursing Agreement.
This is exciting. So the Swift Nursing Agreement, permission is requested to approve the following agreement, which is attached, with Southwestern Illinois College. The agreement allows Swift nursing students the opportunity to visit schools in the Granite City School District and participate in practical learning. Nursing students spend a full day with a school nurse during the spring semester in order to experience what a school nurse job is like. This practice has been taking place for years, and it's time to renew the agreement. I think it's wonderful. I don't know if we speak to it, but it's been going on. I think it's great for us to be involved with the local students and to help provide them with this experience.
So moved.
Yes.
Second.
Yeah.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Stacy.
Aye.
Vinny.
Aye.
Knogle.
Aye.
Kern.
Aye.
None. I. Bryant. Wilmsmeyer.
Aye. Item 10C, 6th-hour assignment.
Yes, this is for permission is requested to approve the following 6-hour assignment for the spring semester at Lake School, ESSC. This will offer a work co-op class to high school students who are able to work. So the additional compensation will be paid with the TAP grant monies. Dr. Keel, you could explain this further, but it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, so this is something offered to high school, but we also offer it in the evening academy, and we also are able to offer it at Lake School, the alternative school there. So if a student has a job, they, Candy Parker is the one who teaches it at the high school. She comes over to Lake School first hour in the morning as a 6-hour assignment. She teaches the work co-op class there, the content class. So a student gets a half a credit for the semester for taking the class, but they get a full credit for having a job.
Right.
So that takes the place of like 2 elective classes. So we all know it takes 20 credits to graduate the high school, but it helps you if you're behind on credits. So now I don't have to take, let's just say an art class and a business class. If I already have a job, I get a full credit, and it basically takes away those 2 electives. So you can kind of get caught up on your credits pretty quickly if you have a job and you take that class.
I
So
think
it's really beneficial, and yes, you're right, Superintendent Candid, the TAOP money pays for that.
And it's an equitable approach for all
Yes.
students that are now able to do that. It isn't just that they're not being penalized for being for like schools.
Yes, and the high school is kind of limited, and so that's the good thing about the alternative programs, is the high school is kind of limited because there's a lot more hurdles there because there's so many kids at the high school, there's 1,800 kids, so you can't accommodate everybody. But the alternative programs are smaller in number, so you can actually accommodate those kids, with, a decent sized class.
It kind of incentivizes their attendance as well.
Yes.
That's another thing, they can come in for half a day and that they tend to be there, they know they're getting credit for their
It's a
job.
great credit recovery option too, it really is. So the kids actually, we talked about this before with Mr. DePew and myself and the high school administrative staff. A lot of our kids, they'll work late at a fast food place, and they might not get off till midnight or 1 in the morning. Then if they miss first or second hour the next day because they're tired, and we all understand that, they can get behind pretty quickly. So it kind of, this is a way that if you have a job, you get rewarded.
Yep.
So it has the adverse relationship to what some of the day
It's just-
school kids have to
plus
deal
the
with.
One
when they
more
work
thing
at
to
night.
be equitable and to try to grow our graduation rate as well.
It works out really well for them.
So now she,
Approval is
Candace
recommended.
supervises all of that.
Yes.
coming
Yes, she
and
does. She
going.
contacts their employers. So many times a
She doesn't
semester
actually-
reaches out to him, make sure she gets timesheets, all those things to make sure that those students have those jobs and that everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing to get the credit.
Right, this just gets her board, which is why we're asking for the 6 hours time. Versus she doesn't.
Christy Mode used to do it before her.
That's correct.
Move to approve.
Second.
Might have got it on
I made it.
that. That was generous, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I don't know.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Vinnie,
Aye.
Knogle,
Aye.
Kern,
Aye.
Nunn, I, Bryant,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
Williamsmeyer.
Aye. Item 10D, creation of a weekend custodian position at Granite City High School.
I think this is long overdue. GCSD9 administration requesting approval for a weekend custodian position at Granite City High School. The job listings are below. I'm gonna let Mr. Smith speak to this a little bit for the need, why we really feel like we really need this position.
One thing we're looking at is safety in the gym for whenever the kids are practicing on the weekends, so we have somebody there watching the door, making sure the facility's locked up. That's gonna be one of their jobs. During the day, their hours are gonna be 7 to 3:30, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Some of those days, maybe prior to a football game or a softball game, since we now have turf, they will be addressing the turf fields. They will be taking care of the infill of them. As far as the rubber, they'll be grooming the field, they'll be blowing the track off, making sure leaves are off of the field, and picking up debris around those facilities. This is just another eye on that complex over the weekend because we do have, the band's there a lot on the weekends, and coaches are there with their kids. So what we're wanting to do is maybe coordinate with the high school and the athletic department so that all the coaches are aware of the times that somebody will be there and have their practices at that time. That way that facility we know is locked up.
It's just a way to protect our kids, our investments, and our facilities. So approval is recommended. So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Knogle,
Aye.
Kern,
Aye.
Nunn, I, Bryant,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
Vinnie,
Aye.
Williamsmeyer.
Aye. And item 10E, creation of Granite City School District 9 band percussion specialist.
That's right, that's GCSD9 administration requests the approval for the creation of a percussionist specialist for the band program, but I asked Mr. Roberts to be here tonight, and he is going to give us a small presentation on the need for this. So, Mr. Roberts, if you're ready,
Sure.
you can come on.
Sure.
Maybe,
Which is swap.
yeah, hang out
Why not?
here, and you
You
can
bet.
just direct us to the PowerPoint, so.
Okay.
Uh-oh, hold on a second.
I feel like it just started on its own.
Yeah, it's just, you gotta go really fast, yeah.
It's marching to.
We can get you a new rhythm, if you're the percussionist person.
There we go.
Okay, so basically, I'm sure you'll ask, why do we want to create this position? And again, this is not just about competition, but the school districts around us that we compete with do have these percussion specialists. Basically, they have 2 full-time band directors in their high schools. One of them is usually the percussion specialist, the other instruments. Percussion is a highly specialized section of our band, where a flute player will just play flute all day long for every group that we have. Percussion have to play multiple instruments, everything from xylophones and marimbas and bells to snare drum and bass drum and crash cymbal, and there's 25 to 50 instruments that they're required to play. Each has a different technique. That's true.
You would say that.
Actually, Miss Benny was one of my percussionists.
Yes, I was gonna
So she
say.
knows all about this.
Yes,
There we
yes.
go.
So that would really help us out, just to have someone who does have the knowledge, and I can play them-ish. You know, I can teach them the rhythms, but there's so much intricate technique that really goes into it, that if we want them to play at a higher level, we do need someone who's a specialist on those instruments. Percussion students also, we feel, deserve the same level of music education as our WIN students. By creating a position like this, we could offer things like percussion ensembles, where more students could be able to participate and perform in different groups that will really keep them a lot busier and give them more opportunities to play. Next slide, there we go. What impact has not having a percussion specialist had on our band program? Again, our percussion students are really behind our wind students. There's a thing called sight reading. When you pass out a piece of music, they sit down, they start to read it. Our winds will read it down pretty much, I would say 90% perfect all the way through. Percussion students, they're gonna have to stop and practice that for a day or so before they can really do that, just because they are trying to play all the different instruments and the different techniques, and unless they've had a lot of private lessons or something like that, and they can afford that on their own, they're at a disadvantage. The second thing, marching percussion is especially behind our marching winds, because that's another entire level of percussion instruments. And you not only have to play the snare drum, but you have to march around on the field and hit your dots while you do it. So that is another level of difficulty. And then just overall, and again, this isn't necessarily all about competition, but our marching scores are impacted by percussion. Over the last few years, with COVID and all, we didn't march a drum line for about 2 years. So those guys are not only behind because they haven't had the experience with all of the equipment, but they also didn't march for 2 years with that. So they're exponentially behind. And again, not their fault. We need to get them extra help if we can. Next slide. So, how will creating a district percussion specialist help our students? As band directors, we all have specialties. My specialty is saxophone and French horn, a little bit of guitar, a little bit of piano. The rest, I can play along with the students, but it helps to have other specialists in the district. Mrs. Brockman is a flute player and guitar player. Mr. Nowd, trumpet and trombone. Ms. Keene over at Grigsby, her main instrument's oboe. Ms. Villalobos is flute. So in all of our district staff, we don't have a percussionist. So that would be really helpful if we had someone that could go between all the schools, Grigsby, Coolidge, and the high school, to help all of our students. We could also, again, with that person, expand the offerings we have throughout the district with percussion ensembles that we practice every day after school. Another thing that this would also help is to help encourage the students to participate in different festival bands, different band festivals that they go out and audition for. We traditionally have quite a few wind students that will go out and audition. The percussion students are less inclined to do so because when you go to these band festivals, you have to sight read, and they're not good at that. So this could really help them to participate in different groups like that. And along with participating in these band festivals come scholarships. You know, if a student makes the bi-state band festival, then colleges look at that student and they're like, oh wow, they're pretty good. We have a lack in that area in our department. Let's see if we can hook them up with a scholarship. Same thing with like the students that were here for state tonight. College band directors will go to state and they'll listen to the kids play and they take names, and as soon as that festival's over, they call me. I'm like, hey, we need a tuba player. I saw you had a tuba player. Where are they going to school? You know, have they already committed yet? Things like that. So that could be another way that this could help our students out. And then obviously, we just want to provide the best image that we can with our band program for the whole community. We'd like to be that shining beacon that everybody can be proud of in town.
You already are too, so just think.
Well, we want to keep it up.
We're shining.
We really want to
Shining.
keep it up. So, next slide. So really, what exactly would this person do? At Grigsby, they would teach band sectionals during the day, working on percussion fundamentals, on snare, mallets, things like that. At Coolidge, they would again work during sectionals and full band rehearsals on helping the students prepare even more technique for the various instruments that we use for concert band and jazz band, because at Coolidge we have a jazz band. And again, jazz drum set is a completely different technique than concert band snare. And same thing with like jazz vibraphone. Totally different than concert marimba or things like that. And then as far as the high school, they would help again run sectionals, full band, all of our after school practices between marching band and percussion ensemble and jazz band and all of the offerings. So they would definitely be able to help the entire district. It wouldn't just be for one school. And I think that this would really level the playing field for our students. So.
to encourage more kids to get in.
Oh, absolutely, sure. That's one of our hopes, is that with the percussion specialists, the students will see more success, and then more students will want to join that crew and be a percussionist.
And some of our scores have been affected.
They have. It's not all
We
about
don't want to talk
competition.
about just that, but I think it's important to know.
Yeah.
No, but to show like how distinct that is, like most competitions you go to, there is a percussion category.
There is.
And they evaluate just that, like they don't have like a flute category.
We don't
Right.
get-
No offense to the flute. So.
No,
Right.
but, right.
Right.
But it's
Yeah.
it's
Sure.
been showing up the difference between.
It has, and
winning
I've got charts, I've got scores, I've got all the scores from the last 3 years for, let's say from our O'Fallon competition.
I
Where you
will
can see
just
that.
add, also there's an equity piece here because many of your kids, not all, but many of your kids that become percussionists, like myself, did so because their families couldn't afford an instrument.
That is very true.
And so,
That's interesting.
I mean, if you look at like socioeconomics.
Because they
as
have
well.
them. You have them.
If you look at our
Yeah.
program, I would say probably 75% of our percussionists are that demographic.
Oh, that's incredible
We're
opportunity.
And then you get to
saxophone.
play these instruments and they're like $10,000 instruments and it's insane.
Wow.
Right.
But someone to teach you to do that.
Do you get this, Kate? Does she understand what we're talking about too?
She
She's
does.
also a band member, or
Yeah.
student board member. Do you have any comments?
I think it's a great opportunity, especially for like, a lot of my friends are in percussion, so I'm hoping for the next season that they'll be able to get that. I think it would be really cool for them.
It would definitely help.
Great.
Do you see less students getting scholarships in percussion versus other instruments?
I can think of one student in the last 25 years that's gotten a scholarship for percussion. I can think of 25 that have gotten it for one.
Wow. Wow. And it's speaks volumes. Yeah, we need more scholarships. Right. Thank you, Lester. Thank you.
Appreciate it,
No,
Mr. Reyes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
As you have, there are reasons why the position is needed, which you discussed. And, approval is recommended, as we presented you with some information, and it's been something we've been really wanting to present to the band, so.
What,
Yes, answer any question?
what does this cost?
The base salary of the first, do they bring experience to the district? Depending, we'll have to post it, depending on how they
Yeah.
come in, how many years they would bring to that, would decide where they are on that
Where
salary.
they're on the
Is it a
scale?
certified
And,
position?
Yes, and there are, people retiring in the near future if we find ourselves in a.
I was just wondering.
Right, so it depends on who it is, we take up to 10 years, experience, so it, could be that step on the side. We don't know who will have it.
I move to
This is
approve.
Second.
Logistically speaking, if we're talking about serving the whole district, have you already kind of brainstormed how it's scheduled?
I've got about
What
4 or
is
5
people-
different schedules,
I
and
figured.
it can all vary based on start and end times for the schools.
And I like that it serves because again, if you're going to really try to lead at the percussion part, middle school and high school are will start.
And we discussed that since, Mr. Roberts has taken over, the district implementation of the band program. And I will tell you, the concert where the 3 schools are there is a really great concert, but just seeing the difference this year, with the 5th and 6th grade and how, much improved. I know COVID had something to do with it, but they were very much improved. It was wonderful to see that. So I think for that opportunity and to allow those kids to be a part of that, or like a feeder system for sports, like we have things. So I just think that it's a great thing that we've done so far. So just looking to improve.
Excellent. I will be the first to say that, and my family would attest to this, that I have absolutely no rhythm whatsoever. This is an area that's totally outside of me, but I will tell you, this community, this school district is so proud of the job that you have done, that everyone, all the students have done for this, and really, it is a bright, shining spot for us.
It is.
And while I don't think anybody up here wants to spend money, it's one thing that, we made mistakes as a district years ago in taking our eye off the road when we were on top of our game and just let things slip by. This is one I don't think we can let slip by. I don't believe that. We really need to make sure that we are continuing to improve, continuing to do everything we can, and the fact that there's been one student in 25 years that's gotten a scholarship in percussion, when you have so many others on the wind side that are doing well, that I just think this is something we need to do.
It'll be exciting next year to see.
Absolutely.
We also are aware that students in band are better in classroom.
Oh, they do really well.
They
most
have
years.
always been doing the job they need to do in the classroom as well.
It's a great program. They do a great job. Ms. Brockman's been a fantastic addition. We've been really fortunate, and the kids adore her as well as Mr. Roberts, so we'd love to add to that.
So we have a motion and a second. Not to belabor this any longer. Roll call, please, Zach.
Kern,
Aye.
Nunn, aye. Brian,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
Vinnie,
Aye.
Knoble,
Aye.
Wilmsmeyer.
Aye. Very good. That's done. Item number 11, oh no, I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, no, just 10, oh, there's the 10.
We threw this in here, we weren't going to because there was a problem, and then there was a backup bid that I wasn't aware of, I apologize. I threw it back in thinking we'd get it going, and I'm gonna read about it, and then I'll ask Mr. Moran to do that. So, the Granite City 9 administration requests permission for the purchase of 2 golf carts?
Yes.
Requested 48-volt electric golf carts for $7,500 each. I'm gonna let Mr. Moran, who's been dealing with this, I'm gonna have him speak to this.
Yeah, we spoke in a previous session, and we talked about the need for golf carts. We're currently, our monitors are using, we're down to 2 carts. They're not even, I'm not really sure what they are, but we're down to 2 of them. And they're about 12 years old. They don't even make replacement parts for them anymore. So we wanted to get 2 this year for our monitors to help keep the campus safe, and then our goal is to get 2 more for next year.
How old were those things they're using now?
At least 10 to 12 years old, I know
Yeah,
that
over
much.
10 years old. Hard to get parts, correct? We're having a difficult time.
You can't get
keeping it
parts.
running.
I think they were purchased 14, 15, somewhere there. It was part of the environmental grant that we received. So we bought the Tahoes, the propane shuttle, and the carts. Yeah, the gyms, they're electric.
And we do use them. If you, Mr. Depew, all the things that they use those for.
Yeah, with the size of the high school campus, obviously, having carts like that make a difference in monitoring the campus.
For events.
And
for
access.
events.
Also helping during events, people get, handicapped folks that are able to get to different places because of the size of the campus. Carts like that are very valuable on a daily basis at the high school.
So, the golf carts will be delivered and housed at the GCHS Auto Shop, and approval is recommended. You do have a list of the specifications on here.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion?
It doesn't really impact my, but I'm just curious, where are we buying it? Like,
Gateway Carts in St. Louis.
okay,
I think I put, there's one in there, under, correct?
I might have missed it.
I think we have that.
Yes.
It was the last name, probably,
Okay.
And these are $7,500 each.
which was much less than we thought
Yes.
we were gonna have. We
Yes.
got a better deal from the.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Nunn, aye. Brian,
Aye.
Stacy,
Aye.
Vinnie,
Aye.
Knoble,
Aye.
Kern,
Aye.
Wilmsmeyer.
Aye. Now on to item number 11.
Okay.
Reports and other communications.
We received 3 requests under the Freedom of Information Act during the period of December 7, 22 through January 17, 23. All of the requests were handled by administration. You don't need to read them all. Mr. Scully, we don't have to read them all.
No.
Very good. And that takes us up to executive session, and we have executive session tonight. Small discussion.
Yes.
Short, right? This will be under school safety item, or exception number 2C8. At this time, I will entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Guys have it.